So I've written my own fair share of speeding tickets, but let me kind of give you an idea on the best way probably to get out of them. Now, there's a lot of attorneys and stuff, but probably never written a ticket, never known what it's like to actually appear in court besides being on the defending end of it. There's a lot of things you can do. My first case, I probably wouldn't need to agree with anything the officer said. It doesn't mean you're trying to be difficult, but you really don't know potentially because in a lot of cases, radar, laser, depending on what they were using, they can reach out a very long way. In fact, you might not even have been paying attention to how fast you were going. But usually, if you're driving and they ask you how fast you're going, if you never break the speed limit, if you never go over it, then that should be your answer. I never exceed the speed limit. That's it. And that's where you stick. That's where you stay. Anything else would be an admission of guilt of some sort. Even if you say lower, that looks weird in the court's eyes typically. So just be completely honest. You stick with the speed limit. In addition, there's not a lot you have to say. Some police, they're still under the presumption that they should ask if you know why they stopped you. That to me, I never did that. I explained who I was working for, my mission, and the reason why I stopped somebody. I have you at 50 miles an hour on radar in a 35-mile-an-hour zone. Do you have any legal justification for your speed? Well, there really is no legal justification for anybody speeding, exceeding the speed limit. That's just another way to get people to admit to things and start to talk. And actually, I was going the speed limit officer. That's the best I have for you. And then you give them the information, then they either write the ticket or they don't write the ticket. That's all you need. Some people do videos about officers asking to search your car. Well, if they're asking to search your car, they're probably not pulling you over, really caring much about whatever traffic violation they say that they pulled you over for. They're probably just saying that to get in your car. And again, you have rights. You don't have to give them admittance to your vehicle. And for them to say that they're going to write you a ticket if you don't let them in the car, I don't know. We never played that game, but maybe that is something somewhere, and you just got to go with it. You'll have to figure out what the best course of action is. But there comes a point when maybe there's something that you need to do that you aren't doing that could result in the officer doing something and upscaling the event, which wouldn't be good for you. But just keep a clear head. Try to do your best in informing. Try not to say too much or giving up a lot of your rights, and just be real. If you never speed anywhere, then you're not going to have an issue. If you do get the citation, then you can follow it up with other things. If it's a radar or laser citation, you'll need the evidence that the officer was taking care of the unit, calibrating it, and so on. And that's easy to find online. Anyway, just try to be honest. Understand you're always being recorded. Don't give up too much information except what you need to, and have a nice day. We'll see you in the next one.